Welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. We are at the Lost Chapel after our crusaders' camp was rather violently attacked by gargoyles and whatnot. And there were hints at a traitor inside of the camp as well. And we're making our way up the mountainside to the Lost Chapel, which is on the top of this rather steep mountain or hill or whatever we're supposed to call it. But we have to move carefully because gargoyles keep popping down upon our heads all the time.
I'll go ahead.
Now we're meeting undeads. Change to the
You've crossed the wrong monk.
Oh, this is Hell Knights.
Attack!
The light take you!
I'll cut you wide open!
Let's
they don't-
try this way.
They don't
You
really
won't survive me.
take that much damage before they go down. Can't reach it because there's too many around it.
Out of my sight!
You can safely say that that thing was surrounded. Jaeger salutes you with his mace covered in blood. This time those winged beasts won't defeat us. We escaped, and we are ready to chop them to bits. Ready, are we? Speak for yourself. Gods, why did I ever go on this crusade? I could have stayed home, picked mushrooms, milked my goat. Does Regil still live? Yes, he's here somewhere. He managed to help a few of your recruits escape, and he's already made a decent fighting squad out of them. I see not everyone here still boasts your fighting spirit. Jaeger looks with disdain at the recruits sent by the Queen. Yellow-beaked snot-noses. They've never even seen a real fight. If it wasn't for us, they'd all scatter and the gargoyles would pick them off one by one. Hell Knights execute such cowards on the spot to serve as an example for the rest. We'll do without executions. As you wish. The knight looks askance at the pale soldiers who can barely stand. Paralictor Derenge would skin you alive. He'd hang half of you lot himself, but the rest would become real soldiers. Are there any prisoners left? Yes, there are many. We retreated to regroup, hoping for reinforcements, and you proved us right. How did you escape? They didn't even get a chance to take us prisoner. It is too dangerous to fight a gargoyle while it is carrying you in mid-air, but once it starts to land, it becomes vulnerable. We escaped their claws over the slope and took the weapons from the fallen. Lo and behold, Regil Derenge's fighters are back and ready to serve. Retreat to the foot of the hill, find Anivia, and wait for my return. Affirmative. It's the usual crappy armor stuff.
Open your heart to me.
Back to that.
I know the way.
That looks like Socio. Socio leans over the body of a woman clad in a Hell Knight's black armor. Although she is obviously dead, he whispers a prayer and casts a healing spell, to no avail. His face twists in pain and he shakes his head, refusing to believe what is happening. Wake up. Please, wake up. I'm surprised to see you care so much for the life of a Hell Knight. My duty is to heal our allies, even Hell Knights. We were brought here together. I admit even I was caught off guard when gargoyles grabbed me and dragged me off. The recruits must have been terrified. She did well though. As soon as the monsters were about to land, she twisted out of their claws and helped us all escape. Socio takes a heavy metal shield from the dead woman's hands and considers its intricate decoration. This shield. I prayed my eyes deceived me in the darkness, but now there is no doubt. Caledon, this is my brother's shield. It was kept as a relic in our church for centuries. We used to gaze upon it as children, imagining the adventures of its previous owners. When Trevor went to the crusade, he took this shield with him. Biting his lips, he looked at the dead woman's blood-spattered face. Who are you? Where did you get it from? The name of Shellin, why didn't we get to talk while you were still alive? Maybe her squad mates or her commander will be able to tell us something? Yes, they must know something. When we're finished with this cursed chapel, please ask the Hell Knight commander about this woman. It is unlikely he'll talk freely with me, but for now, whoever you were, thank you. He gently closes the eyes of the dead woman and takes hold of the shield by its leather straps. 2 arms. Retreat to the foot of the hill. Very well, I am afraid that Manny will need healing. What's to work for the hill? The ghouls just have these useless leather armors. Their captors weren't exactly very efficient, judging by how many of them managed to escape. Help! Somebody, help! A wounded warrior lying among the mutilated, lifeless bodies cries out for help. It's hard for her to shout. Her cheek is torn and her teeth are showing through the wound. After noticing you, she doesn't stop screaming, but nods her head subtly at the bodies next to her. It's an ambush. Prepare to attack the ghouls that are pretending to be corpses.
Time's not
You
waiting.
can prepare for that by doing this.
They will break against our resolve.
Huntsmaster.
Into the fray!
Endure this!
The spirits demand your blood.
Well, it took a lot of damage there, but Darren is staggered, of course, but I don't think anyone got the ghoul disease. Okay, good. Let's go after that guy and miss.
I will see to your demise.
Aim carefully.
No glory without
Make every strike count.
Praised be Sarenrae. Thank you, Commander. That is one more Crusader saved. Still hasted, so...
Forwards!
You are today's sacrifice.
Oh, here's Regil as well. Of course.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Can't wait until we become higher level and we actually hit things with
Precision
our spells.
and grace.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Solid plan.
There's one more left somewhere. Okay, that one.
Go for their hearts.
Stop whining. Raise your weapons. Ready your defense. You, wounded, hold your torches up. Did the Queen send us soldiers? It looks more like a sewing circle. Commander. As he sees you, Regil throws his fist in the air. Despite some claw wounds, he is chipper and full of fighting spirits. Ready to report on the situation, we have organized an escape. There are no fewer than 36 gargoyles and ghouls in the fortress. We lacked sufficient forces for a confrontation, so we withdrew. Look, a Hell Knight stooping to help his allies. I never thought I'd be glad to see your face, Regil. I will always preserve the lives of allied forces. If you thought in terms of efficiency and achieving your goals, as every fighter should in this war against the demons, you would be far less surprised at my actions. What's going on in the chapel? It is a slaughterhouse. Even I almost threw up. And that demon you see just killing and eating his victims isn't good enough. He's inventive. Regil exhales the last word with disgust. This can promise nothing good. How did you escape? Gargoyles are used to dealing with weak and poorly trained fighters. Civilians, near enough. During our first battle with them, we weren't at our best, but while they grew confident in their victory, we studied their habits. They become vulnerable when they are preparing to land. It is a simple matter to free yourself from their claws. The rest is a question of skill. Those gargoyles just won't leave your unit alone. It is not about my unit, Commander. The gargoyles seem to know precisely in which tents to find their targets in. And another thing, do you recall the fire at the camp? Gargoyles don't have any incendiary weapons. The flames were what guided them to us. I don't know what Commander Tirabade and her celebrated watch are getting paid for. It is clear as day there is an enemy spy in your camp. Send your fighters to the foot of the hill. The survivors are gathering there. Consider it done. Am I to retreat with them or come with you? Retreat with your people. Affirmative. He's funny. He might seem like a really unpleasant fellow, but I actually came to appreciate him. Let's rusty blades and jagged shards protrude from a pile of broken weapons and armor. Let's free this guy.
The mongrel did it.
Thank you, Commander.
Be careful, everyone.
Some more gargoyles. Ugh. Hate those that do smite good.
This will hurt.
No, apparently it won't.
The light, take you!
I'll cut you wide open.
Smite good on Caledon, that's not gonna do you much good, my friend.
You won't survive me.
A calculated risk.
I'll make short work of this.
Is those out of the way? I think we've reached the top now. Inheritor, do not leave me here in the darkness. Deliver me from evil. I used to pray to that fool too, but what's the point? Things got so much better after I renounced her. Remember how many years we've been friends? Should we really let religion come between us? This army is more fun than the crusaders. Come on, friend, renounce her, come to us. All our friends are already here. Renounce her or we will devour you. I will not fear evil, for you are with me, Ayomade. That was very nonchalant. We will win. We will live to see the dawn. Okay, so this is the entrance to the Lost Chapel, and here's a weary cultist and a couple more ghouls. Stalker, regular ghoul. I think I'm going to cast protection from over here. You can cast haste.
Attack!
The spirits demand your blood.
Into the fray!
Endure this! Out of my sight!
I don't think this cultist is really that dangerous. Nope. So no need to start using
This should do it.
buff spells unnecessary here. Critical miss. Well done.
Aim carefully.
You are today's sacrifice.
The inheritor, guide my blade!
That was effective. Ah, there's a Huntsmaster and a Creeper here too now. Lan, go after him, please, but let's do that first.
Make every strike count.
He does have a lot of hit points.
I will see to your demise.
Stomp him to death. Wondering if I should switch to that. No, not yet.
Let's try this way.
You, however, can switch to the decimation varnish.
Go for their hearts.
The light, take you!
That should put him out of any immediate
You've crossed the wrong
danger of
mongrel.
using his bow.
Precision and grace.
There we go. Welcome to the slaughterhouse. Well, I'm not sure if I should be honored or terrified. That is a good weapon. Sure, Regil will appreciate that. I have to sneeze. There we go. What is that? Okay, I want to just have a look around the corner here. I know there are enemies there. I remember some of this. Cultist. Ooh.
I'll make short work of this.
I don't want to use all our hastes. Oh god, there's a succubus there. We definitely want to haste. Back to the bow. Can you charge? The succubus, that I don't like the succubus. She might charm our
I'll cut you wide open.
people. Yeah, 1 level drain. I don't know if that helps in terms of dazing her, but it's definitely worth the attempt.
You won't survive me.
Into the fray!
A solid blast.
Peps is entangled, I think.
The spirits demand your blood.
This will hurt.
Okay, got rid of her. This guy isn't anywhere nearly as dangerous as her.
Endure this.
The inheritor, guide my blade!
I don't think there's anything else behind here. There might be, no, there isn't. We can get out there from the inside
hide
of
from
the
me.
chapel. But for now, that's all we can explore outside of the chapel currently. Now it's just a matter of going inside. However, I have to go to the bathroom, so 1 moment, please. Sorry about that. There we go. Let's go inside the chapel. In the visage of the ghoul before you, one can barely recognize the Honourable Visalii Rathimus, your regimental cleric. His fuzzy grey beard is gone, along with his other hair, and his once lively face has grown gaunt and livid. The skull of the old cleric is cracked open, and whitish larvae wriggle inside, but this seems not to bother him at all. A wonderful description. Heretics. Dirty slaves of false gods. Cleric paces up and down before a desecrated altar on which an unholy symbol of Cabriri has been drawn. A group of ghouls who have brought the soldiers to kneel before him. Renounce your idols. Bow down before him who gnaws, or you shall be sacrificed upon his altar. This Cabriri really has a lot of stuff in common with the Skaven and the Horned One. No, never. Holy Iomade, hear me now. I will gladly die before I renounce you. A sacrifice? The old man's claws sink into the soldier's body. Shuddering in pain, The latter whispers a prayer through his teeth. Well, who will be the first to taste flesh? Who will take Cabriri's communion? I will. A pale woman looks at the cleric. Her eyes are glassy with madness. I renounce Sarenrae. Hail to Cabriri. I will do anything, anything you say. Anyone who renounces the crusades will die here and now. Despair falls from the soldiers' bloody faces, replaced by grim resolution. One of them whispers a prayer, and bright light bathes the vault of the desecrated church. The undead shriek with a natural force. I hope we don't have to deal with that freaking door error.
A calculated
Those two are probably the most dangerous ones.
Make every strike count.
I suppose you can charge. Can you charge? For you, we haven't gotten the charge ability down here. I don't think you can charge anything, but...
I'm done
There's
with
a
you.
trap there too. Guess we could get rid of this guy.
Attack!
This should do it.
Go after
You've
Rotham's then.
crossed the wrong mongrel.
Darren, I'd like you to go there and cast that. That did a lot of damage. Very good, very good, very good. That was Rathimus down.
The light, take you.
I don't want to trigger this trap.
You are today's sacrifice.
Aim carefully.
Let's try this way.
You won't survive me.
Keep forgetting to use his abilities.
Out of my sight.
That, I think, will trigger the trap, so let's go here. And that is very important. Yes? Seriously? Okay, here we go.
No glory without
We have to go down there. Camellia.
Go for their hearts.
There we go. Now,
Well,
Camellia, can you disarm that, please?
I am helpful, am I not?
Thank you. Let's do some lootings here. Cold Ironmaster work. Get a Shield of Magical Retribution, which isn't that bad. Not exactly very good either, but it's not bad. A Monk Amulet. Let's quick save. Look at this. The ritual circle drawn in blood on the floor of the desecrated church. It is covered with the unholy symbols of the Lords of the Abyss.
As it should be.
Is this thing trapped? No, it doesn't seem it is.
I hope you appreciate this.
Okay, now let's... the altar exudes the last remains of the holy power that once ruled over this place. And the corruption of the abyss retreats in the face of the cleansed relic's sanctified power. We are going to go downstairs here.
That is not far.
I'll watch your back.
I've never been here.
I am helpful, am I not?
There's a stone golem here.
Ready for anything.
Of course it is immune to that.
I will see to your demise.
I'll cut you wide open.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Endure this!
This will hurt.
Precision and grace.
This isn't going to be much of a challenge.
The spirits demand your blood!
Forwards! A solid plan.
I don't think the golem is evil. No, it's neutral.
Into the fray!
The bed sheets have yellowed and the blanket has been eaten by moths. It's not really that much down here. However, there is something or yeah,
Something?
rather someone very important. Ah, we can use an apprentice lockpick on that.
I am helpful, am I not?
The contents were worth less
I'll
than
go ahead.
the lockpick we used.
I know the way.
There are dead flies in the cups. The food on the plates turned into a dry greyish mass a long time ago.
Follow my lead.
Oh, this looks interesting. Zacharias. You see an undead man dressed in a style popular among Mendevian crusaders 100 years ago. Though long decayed, his expensive adornments indicate high status, and the clean and functional cut of his suit places its wearer in a military profession. The undead man sizes you up with a lordly glance. Greetings, Crusader. You have the honor of meeting Zacharias or Zacharias the Lich, the last warden of the newfound sanctuary and master of this place. I sensed you as soon as you stepped through the gates of my stronghold. There is something in your bag that belongs to me. Give me my wand, and as my oath dictates, I shall give you a gift. The dead man doesn't notice the shaggy death's head moth crawling along his sleeve. The sign is not for him, but for you. This meeting has pleased Urgathoa. What's this? The Zacharias is an unholy walking corpse? The legendary hero, righteous of the righteous? The man after whom 6 of my acquaintances from the most pious noble families were named? Darren doubles over in laughter. Oh, I cannot wait to tell everybody about this. Who should I write to first? The Right Honourable Baron Zacharias or the Reverend Abbess Zacharia? Sela grips her weapon and chokes out an oath. A lich. An actual lich. This isn't a laughing matter. We might not get out of this alive. The dark energy coming from the lich draws a response from inside you. A surge of power, similar to what you felt in the bandit cave, suppresses and overwhelms all other feelings and fills you with new sensations. You lose control over your own body for a moment as your hands, as if alive on their own, dive into the bag and take Zacharias' wand out. You could swear that it trembles with impatience, like a dog too long away from its beloved master. What do you want from me? Arrogance rings in the lich's voice. Give me the wand and humbly beg for my help, and I shall not deny it. If you show yourself a worthy crusader, I shall prepare a ritual that will turn you into a lich. You will become an immortal being, and all shall bow down before you. And you won't even have to devote your short life to preparing for this great event. By the time I finish preparations for the ritual, you won't have aged even a year, and I shall be freed from my magic oath and may finally leave this place. And then, you and I shall never meet again. A lich for a crusade commander? If this comes to pass, I insist on being in Cousin Galfrey's presence when she hears the news. Of course, Caledon, it is entirely your choice, but you cannot possibly want to look... Darren nods at Zacharias. Like that. Don't listen to him. No matter what he's got or what promises he makes, you'll be turned into an undead. And that's not just shedding some unwanted flesh and bone. It will spell the end of Annie and all humanity that you currently possess. It is evil. I have some questions about your proposition. Questions? The lich exclaims in irritation. Give me my wand and I shall take you as an apprentice. Prove that you are a worthy crusader, and I shall conduct a ritual that will forever make you a lich. The oaths binding me will finally fall, and we shall disappear from each other's lives forever. What can be unclear about this? Why are you offering this power to me? Do not flatter yourself. Fate has decided this, not I, who is bound by magic oaths. Only by fulfilling them will I be able to leave this pathetic place. When I was foolish and taken with Crusaders' ideas, I made a mistake. I feared that becoming a lich might change me. I feared becoming a villain. And so I bound myself with a magic oath, which stops me from leaving this place until a worthy Crusader comes here to return my wand and seek my aid. I dispatched my apprentice Teldon to spread word of my final wishes, and so began my wait for Crusaders who would appear to accept my knowledge. But the days passed, and with them came a new understanding. What a magnificent idiot I had been. I had bound myself in a pointless oath, never thinking of the consequences. But now you are here, and the oath is about to be fulfilled. I shall wait no longer. Enough priceless time has been lost. What exactly are you going to do with me? Becoming a lich is a complicated process. Most talented mages could not prepare for it if they devoted their entire lifetimes to the endeavor. It requires years to train and transform one's spirit. Unless you have a brilliant mage on your side. I have invented a ritual that will allow me to prepare you myself. I will alter your mind and soul to prepare them for their new existence. It is a complicated process, so do not expect to awaken a master of the undead on the morrow, but by my vow you will survive the transformation. While I have devoted decades to this ritual, the process will take you a mere half a year. How am I supposed to prove that I am a worthy crusader? I now know that the crusades are utter folly, but when I was still alive, I believed in these foolish ideals and included them as mandatory condition for fulfilling my oath. You will have to prove by your actions that the crusade is important to you. Here is some advice. I value wisdom and focus, and a wise and focused mind can see that the crusaders will lose to the demons as long as they draw breath. The crusaders' problem is that they can be killed. The dead cannot. The undead know no fear, they will not betray you, they suffer no wounds and require no provisions. Most importantly, even a pathetic and feeble mortal can make a formidable undead soldier. A few thousand deaths is a small price to pay for victory. Everyone dies, no matter what decisions you make. The question is, will you place victory over the Worldwound above your own dubious ethics? If so, then I shall call you the worthiest of crusaders. And the demons will learn fear when they see an army of undead warriors led by a powerful lich. Why is this wand so important? The lich answers condescendingly. The wand is far more than just a toy used to cast spells. It is my phylactery, the charmed vessel which holds my soul. So long as it remains intact, I am eternal. If I am destroyed, I shall be reborn again near the spiritual anchor of my phylactery. Be diligent and obedient to my will, and you too will become immortal. But that is not its main value. To be free of my oath, I must grant my power to a worthy crusader who brings me my wand and asks for help. Until that day, I serve as a prisoner in this pathetic abode. So as long as I have this wand, you are in my power. Zacharias answers with a smirk. That would be most convenient for you, wouldn't it? Sorry to disappoint you. If you refuse my instructions, I will kill you, and your corpse will deliver my wand back to Kenabres, and I will wait for another 100 years until another crusader comes to my door. But I value my time, as I suspect you value your life. It is better for us that you heed my words. I want to know more about you. Exactly what you know. My feats are sung in legend. Surely every crusader knows of them. Life beyond death has been a tedious term of imprisonment in this fortress surrounded by foolish and maddening demons. My only occupation here has been observing the crusaders retreat, further and further, losing city after city. The day those vacant mortals gave up Dresden, I stopped calling myself a crusader and began to despise them. Considered a hero, how did you become undead? Grinding his teeth, the lich answers, I was no hero, but a talented fool who struck off to the crusade to entertain his pride. I adored the praise of the murmuring mediocrities. How flattered I was when a heap of stone on a mountainside was given into my care. They told us our struggle was important. Such folly. As I sat trapped here, I realized that I had wasted my powers, my time, and my talents in their battles. I had believed the tales of good and right that must be protected, but even in the kingdom of good there are those who wield power and those who obey. All these wars are merely an attempt to hold on to power. It matters not whose. Never again shall I wage war for anyone's power but my own. Why did you take up death magic? While I yet lived, I often thought how superior were the undead compared to the living. The Crusader army has suffered endless defeat, while an undead army would long ago have driven the demons back to the depths of the Worldwound. But though the dead would be the perfect warriors, they would answer to imperfect living masters. I needed a better solution. I studied vampires, but found them too ruled by passion and thus utterly unsuitable. And then I considered the Lich. A Lich is the perfect undead being. It can possess fantastic powers, its mind survives the transformation, and it is eternal. I envisioned an army of crusaders led by immortal liches, and I grew certain of my fate. But the process of becoming a lich takes years, and it is dangerous and tiresome, and most importantly, it is only possible for one mortal in a million. Thus, I began to work on a ritual that would allow any mortal to become a lich, all without decades of practicing magic or even wielding any magic power at all. Of course, I had to keep this research a secret, but in the end I succeeded, and the day the newfound sanctuary fell, I completed the ritual and became what I am today. Once you are free, will you rejoin the crusade? Become a crusader again? Not a chance. I've already given them too much of my time, and I have killed enough demons. No. When we are finished, I shall be on my way, and the crusaders should pray that our paths don't ever cross again. How have you survived among the demons? The pathetic spawn are no threat to me. They've tried to attack me a few times, but swiftly regretted it. Then I grew tired of their interference and concealed my chambers with a spell. When I required a book from the library, I would go there in an invisible guise, and they had no idea I was beside them. I don't have any more questions. Now you realize who you are dealing with. Do not forget it, for your own sake. I believe this belongs to you. What do you think you're doing? Green light shines in the Lich's eyes, and his arrogant tone offends the air. So, common sense wins out. How commendable. Otherwise, I should have had to kill you. But I have other plans for you. Accept this, my gift. Had we met under different circumstances, I'd never even consider sharing my power. But my oath obliges me. I, Zacharias, shall hereby fulfill my vow. A worthy crusader has come and returned my wand to me. Now I may leave this prison, and you shall become my apprentice. For my first order as your master, you must truly show yourself a worthy crusader, or my oath will not be fulfilled, and I'm merely wasting my time. Meanwhile, I shall begin my work, and I shall reach the very depths of your soul to alter it ready for eternity. You will not regret that our paths have crossed. Up there you will find the master of this fortress. Nulkineth is expecting you. This demon is so witless he doesn't even suspect I'm here, but he is strong and tiresome. It is high time someone disposed of him. I shall assist you in this. Although my own brothers in arms are long dead, their hatred for the demons is far stronger than death. They will help you kill Nulkineth. Are you prepared to command the last defenders of the Lost Chapel and purge my fortress of the demon filth? I am ready. For the first time in your entire conversation, you sense a shade of empathy in Zacharias' voice. Then do not linger. I shall go to the laboratory to contemplate your future. Farewell, and be ready when next we meet. And she's not happy with this, of course, and eventually she will leave us because of it, which is why we have to have the other paladin prepared for that day. Summons an imp devil pet. How cute. We'll be taking everything we can from this library. What is this? There's a
As
trap
it should be.
So we are on overtime on this episode, but I think it's all good.
I hope you appreciate
We'll
this.
Explore the rest of this area here, which is the lair of Master Zacharias. I don't think you guys mind one long episode every now and then.
Something here.
Uh-huh.
There's a lot of traps here.
I am helpful. Am I not? I am helpful.
And very
am I
likely the
not?
traps are also in the direction of draining levels and stuff like that. Another library. And there's a spectre in here as well. And another stone
Save the
golem.
last one for me.
New charge. I'm going to rest down here in the basement. Because we're getting level drains and crap like that now, so...
Make every strike count.
Okay.
Attack!
No glory without...
Okay, again. Would you guys stop that?
You are today's sacrifice.
A calculated risk.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
I'll make short work of this.
Shh. No use for you all the way down there.
Aim carefully.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
Despite the general devastation, the books look surprisingly intact. Every spine is neatly dusted. Can I please hit the correct keys on my keyboard? Lesser maximize metamagic. Well, that is it's not really very useful, but it could be of some use. Duality of conjuration and summoning. Okay. We get random scrolls when we use the book. That is a very bizarre item. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining, but it is a very strange item. Let's get what's on the other side as well. The traps here are quite elaborate.
What's on your mind? I wonder. I heed the voice of the spirits.
Okay, I have to be very careful here apparently.
The spirits guide me. I hope you appreciate
That is
this.
probably the most elaborate trap I've seen in the game.
Our victory is certain.
Can I? Yeah, I can. Doesn't do a lot of damage to them, but it does a little bit damage, so... I think I'd like to do this. 5, well done. As for you, you can switch back to your bow. Minus 2 levels on Sela, I'm not too worried about that.
You won't survive me.
Smite Evil,
Into
and
the fray!
Out of my sight!
there we go. I think this location we are at now, this storeroom or whatever it is a good location for getting a wee bit of rest. Salted meat, grain, wine, of all the supplies that used to be stored in the barrels, only dust remains. Zacharias was definitely in for the long haul down here.
That is not far.
Can I set up a camp here at all? Can I rest in this camp? Yes, I can. Okay, that is definitely about as long as we should let this episode go on. But I hope you didn't mind the longer, about 10-13 minutes over the time. But so hopefully you don't mind. I like just finishing this part here. And of course, what we have done in this episode is the second step towards becoming a Lich. Now, if you do have any questions and or comments, then please, of course, do feel free to leave those in the comment section. And I hope that you enjoyed the episode. And I also hope to see you all in the next one.